Oh no!
What is up, people of the internet? Today I'm going to show you how to hook up several different controllers, like all these controllers, to your Android 10 device. This is my Galaxy A20. I recently updated it to Android 10. As you can see, it's kind of old. It's only like a couple of months old, but it's pretty old. It's getting old. It's gonna be like a year. But anyway, if you're wondering what I'm recording this on, I'm doing it on my old Galaxy S5 that I used to make videos on. I don't know if you can see it there because the camera quality is terrible. Just in case if any of you were wondering why the color isn't that great and the video isn't that crisp and clear. But anyway, let's move on to the first controller. So, what I'm going to be using for an example is Sonic CD on the Sega CD on my phone, because I recently got Sega CD peripherals to work on my phone, which is pretty useless for playing Sonic CD because you can just install the app. But, yeah. Anyway, the first controller, kind of related, is the Sega Genesis controller, and I'm going to show you how to hook that up. And by the way, this is not the original. If any of you are wondering, this has the USB part, and this over here is going to help me plug it into the phone. So basically, you're going to want to put this in here. So, yeah, that goes in to this USB port. So make sure the blue part or the colored part is up, and then make sure this part is down, so that'll be easier to plug in. Hold up, let me just do that real quick. Okay, so that just slides on like that, and then this part goes into the phone. And then on RetroArch, you just press a button, and then it immediately registers it, and then you can start playing. So press the start button right here. Okay, so as you can see here, press start. I'm gonna press start. This is continue. I'm gonna press start again. And as you can see, I left off here at Collision Chaos Zone. You can see the D-pad is moving Sonic, switching up and down. The A, B, and C buttons make him jump. And you can hold down a combination of buttons to make him like spin dash. And then do super peel out. Like that. Okay. I'm not gonna really be showing you any gameplay because trying to play a controller with one hand while recording is not very practical, and it's really hard. So yeah, I'll just move on to the next controller. Okay, next up on this list is the PlayStation 4 controller. This is the version 2 controller, where it has like the light bar on the touchpad. And then, since it's on Android 10, I recently discovered on Android 10 that you can use this thing as like a mouse on screen. Unfortunately, it does not work on RetroArch. But yeah, it does work on the home screen and basically any other like pre-installed app on this phone, like for example Google Chrome, phone app, contacts, like all the default stuff that a phone should have. Well, a smartphone at least. So, how you're gonna do this, if it's already synced up, then you just need to enable Bluetooth and then tap the PS button. But if it's not hooked up already, you're going to want to go to Bluetooth. You want to turn it on. You're going to want to go to your Bluetooth settings. And then what you're going to want to do on the PlayStation controller is you're going to hold share and then press and hold the PlayStation button. And then you should see the light bar flashing. And then if you look over here in available devices, you should see wireless controller. Of course, I already have it paired. So if you press wireless controller, it'll ask you to connect. It didn't do that for me because I already hooked it up. And then you press, and then you allow it to connect, and then it just says connected. And then on Android 10, as said, it has this cool feature where you can use the touchpad as like a mouse, which is really cool. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go to RetroArch, and once again, it should configure it when you press a button. And oops, what did I do? Oh yeah, this joystick has drift, and I've heard that happen on the clear PlayStation remotes, that they get drift and not the non-clear ones. So yeah, let me just go to Sonic CD, resume. Oh yeah, on RetroArch, I forgot to mention this with the first controller, but on RetroArch you have to configure the controls manually to like have it work the way you want it to. So basically this is A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and the D-pad is the D-pad. Start is options, and mode is select. So press start, continue. The mouse is still on screen. It'll do nothing, as shown when I'm clicking it over here. It does nothing. It's probably because this is still somewhat registered as an input device instead of just a mouse. So yeah, as you can see, Sonic's moving around, jumping, spin dash, and I can do the super peel out. So yeah, that's the second controller on the list, the PlayStation 4 controller. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and move on to the next controller. Okay, next controller on this list is an Xbox One controller. This is a Rock Candy blue one. So yeah, this doesn't really require any like sort of configuration. You will need one of these because, as said, well, I didn't really say that, but this is a wired controller. You might be wondering, okay, because it unplugs, why is it wireless? Well, that's because it has a detachable cable, which kind of sucks, because that made me think that this was a wireless one, which I'm still kind of bummed about. But anyway, I'm just plug that back in there, and yeah, so as you can see, it's a pretty cool controller. And just like the PlayStation 4 one, I set it to the same exact button mapping on the Sega Genesis. So yeah, let me you'll need one of these, as said. So I'll just plug that in, like that. And then plug this in, just like that. And then this part will light up. Sometimes on some devices it might vibrate, but that's fine. And interestingly enough, back in Android 9, when I still had Android 9, it didn't even work for RetroArch, so I had to use one of these. I'll tell you what this is in a minute. So I had to use one of those to get it to work, and it didn't have like a really great button mapping. So yeah, and I'll explain that also later. So yeah, as you can see, it should be working, but for some reason it's not. Hold up. Maybe I did something wrong. Technical difficulties. I'll be right back. Okay, so I fixed the issue. I don't really know what the issue was. I just unplugged it and plugged it back in. It said generic Xbox pad hooked up, but that was before I started recording. But anyway, I'm gonna hit continue. That's weird, it's not closing. Okay, none of these buttons are working, so it's kind of weird. Hold on. Okay, there we go. As you can see right here, generic Xbox pad. It's Sonic CD. Press start. Start as this. Hit this again. Okay, as you can see, there's Sonic moving around. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that some games allow you to use the analog stick. Some games and some controllers allow you to use the analog stick, but I guess not this one. But either way, X is jump, X is A is B, and B is C. So as you can see, I can just do the Sonic round like that. Do the spin dash. And then also do a PLL. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next controller. Okay, so the next controller is going to be the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So there's two ways you can do this. There's either one, you can hook up directly to Bluetooth, which does have problems. So, and it's like latency problems and also like button mapping problems. So it's just not really worth it to just use this alone. So what you'll want to get is this, which is the Magic NS adapter. Let me take off the converter. So this USB Magic NS adapter. You can switch between a couple of modes, but if you have the older version, you're gonna have to update it anyway. So I'm gonna show you how to update this, and I will be right back. If it's already up to date, then you don't have to update it, but I'm just gonna show you anyway, because if some of you don't know how to update it, then this is gonna be really helpful. Okay, so you'll want a computer, presumably one running Windows 10. So you'll want to download this latest version. This is the latest version of the Magic NS adapter, at least during the time of this video's production. Don't get it confused with the Magic S adapter that's up here. You want to get the Magic NS adapter. So you want to hit download, and it'll start downloading down here. And once it's downloaded over here, then you can close the window. You can open it in your files, your downloads. So there it is, Magic NS. So you want to double click that. You want to click install anyway. And then it'll pop this up. Just want to click next. It'll pop up over here. And then you need to click launch, open folder, or launch file. So you just want to close that off, and then you want to double click this, make sure you have software to unzip it, and then you want to click extract, and then it should pop over here. You can close this window, this one, and this one, depending on, you can close out your converter or your unzipper. You want to double click on the Magic NS update, and then you want to double click on this. And then now is when you want to plug in your adapter. Hold on. just do that real quickly. Okay, so as you can see, I plugged in my adapter. It automatically detected it. Hold up, let me make it focus. Okay, it's sort of focused. So as you can see right here, it says Magic NS. You can see it's on version 1.29, which is the current software release. As you can see, it also says file version 1.29. As said, this is the current version as this video is in production. In the future, it might go up to version 1.30 or something. But anyway, you just want to click update. Then it'll be updating. By the way, the light isn't on right here. The update bar will be going, so you just have to wait for that. And then it'll pop up this message, click OK. And then you can click out of it. Then you can eject your USB drive, or it's not really a USB drive, the adapter. And you can delete the firmware update. Okay, so that's all you need for the computer part. So let's move on back to how to configure it. Okay, so the button mapping might not be too accurate, so that's why you're gonna have to remap the buttons here. And also, you have to choose a mode on this to see which one works best. So you wanna change the mode on here until you get to the one that works best for you. So for me, it's the light or dark blue one. I forgot which one it was, but basically it's like the PlayStation Classic one. So what you want to do is now plug it in. This one isn't set to the right one. So basically you just want to hold down button until it changes to a different color. When it changes to that color, you can hold it again if it's not right. But to sync it up, you have to tap it. And then what you want to do on here is you want to hold down the sync button on the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, and then it'll start flashing down here, and they should sync like that. And then it says for me PlayStation Classic controller synced. So yeah, I use this color, and I configured the buttons to work pretty well on this. So yeah. Anyway, let me show you some gameplay. Oh yeah, by the way, this also works with Joy-Cons, but it's kind of difficult to sync up both Joy-Cons to this at the exact same time. So I'm not going to show them in this video. So basically, I'm just going to hit resume. Plus start. My camera's autofocus just got really bad. Okay, I'll press start. Continue. Or I'm gonna press. Okay, so I just realized that my camera died. So now I have to redo the section where I was doing the Pro controller. But anyway, I actually decided to use the Joy-Cons. So yeah, I'll show you the Joy-Cons in this video. But for now, I'm gonna be focusing on the Pro controller. Okay, kind of disconnected because I accidentally disconnected it a little bit. Hold on. Okay, so let's see. PlayStation Classic controller. Okay, I'm gonna hit zoom. Now I'm gonna show you. Sonic's moving left and right with the D-pad. It's letting me do it with the analog stick. I'm gonna hold down and B. It's letting me do spin dash, up and B. It's letting me do Q out. And then Y, B, and A are the jump buttons. So this is A, B, C. And yeah. So finally, I'm going to show you the Joy-Cons. Okay, the Joy-Cons are kind of more complicated. So basically, I'm not sure which order you're going to sync them in, but you have to sync them in a specific order. I think it's the left Joy-Con and then the right Joy-Con. I don't know. Just hold this down. And as you can see right here, it's going to pair up. It takes a little while, but it pairs up eventually. So you want to disconnect that one. And then tap the button again. And then pair up the right Joy-Con. Just wait for it. And now it's synced up. And then I think you want to push the button on here. Yep. And then now they're both synced up. And they will still use the exact same control scheme as the Pro controller if you're using the adapter, which is a lot more effective than just using the Bluetooth. And then it's still gonna say PlayStation Classic controller, I think. It didn't this time, but it will. And hold up, let me go get I'm gonna get the Joy-Con grip, so it'll be like a normal controller, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my controller now, or my controller grip, so I can just slide the Joy-Cons on in there. Like that. Now I can control the menu, and I can go into the game. So pause the start, as always. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can hear the audio coming out of my phone, but it's fine, it doesn't really matter. Continue. Okay. So as you can see, you can use the analog stick as well as the button pad and jump buttons A, B, and then C. I can spin dash and peel out. So that's going to be the end of this video. Comment, or you can't comment, I keep forgetting that. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next upload. Goodbye.